Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Bruce Frisco. It is Wednesday, the 15th of July. And this is CTV News. Tonight, return of the fines. Power utility says late fees are on their way back. A new report reveals growing issues for food banks as usage soars. And Has Piano will travel. A unique concert series hits our shores.
Live from our Maritime's News Center, this is CTV News. Here is Bruce Frisco.
Good evening. Nova Scotia Power says it's all systems go again after that debilitating cyber attack that caused so much trouble with customer bills and personal information. The utility says now that things are running normally again, late charges will start appearing on tardy bills. CTV's Vanessa Wright has details and reaction.
Today, Nova Scotia Power says operations are mostly back to normal. This after a cyber attack last April put hundreds of thousands of customer bills at risk.
We understand that the past year has caused concerns for our customers. That's why we were very quick to ensure that customers understood that we were not charging late charges on outstanding balances when the cyber incident occurred.
Now that they say meter reads are accurate and bills are correct, customers will be charged late fees starting in October.
It's something that we have considered very carefully. We feel that October 1st of 2026 does provide 2.5 months notice for customers.
The utility says about 9% of their customers have outstanding bills with an average balance of around $1,300. They've introduced new interest-free payment plans to help customers manage those costs.
I mean, I've never really had a level of trust for NSP.
This customer is considering taking NSP to court if they don't repay him after he claims a faulty meter dramatically increased his bill.
They determined that there was nothing wrong with the old meter and that I was therefore billed correctly and they were not going to do anything at all. Overall, I think they've got a lot of work to do to restore trust from Nova Scotians.
The utility also announced a community energy fund that aims to help those in need of extra assistance.
So if a customer is getting some help from a charity or other organization that helps low-income customers, Nova Scotia Power will help contribute to that bill support.
While the utility says all bills have been corrected, they encourage customers to reach out to them for support. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
Police in Cape Breton hunting for a suspect who allegedly robbed a bank in Dominion this morning. Here's a little frame of security video that shows the person of interest in the case. Police say it was just before noon when a man approached the counter of the credit union and demanded money. Suspect got away with an undisclosed amount of cash. Nobody was injured. That incident. A youth in Porters Lake area of Halifax has been arrested now for making threats believed to be hate-motivated. In a news release, police say investigators learned a youth made threats of violence related to a specific Pride event. And investigators say the same youth made threats to another identifiable group on another occasion. The youth was released from custody today, pending a court appearance coming up later. Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston was supposed to make an announcement at a winery in the Annapolis Valley this morning, but his appearance was scrapped after a tense confrontation at an earlier event. CTV's Jesse Thomas explains.
Premier Tim Houston never made it here to the Benjamin Bridge Winery behind me, where he was scheduled to announce changes to local alcohol sales. Instead, his day was cut short after what his press secretary described as a protest that turned violent outside of a Chamber of Commerce event at Acadia University. The Premier's office says RCMP advised them that it wasn't safe for the Premier to travel here, so the announcement went on ahead without him. In a statement, the Premier's office says, in trying to leave the venue, the Premier's vehicle, along with his staff's vehicles, were swarmed by rioters, preventing them from leaving. These criminals blocked them in, were pushing law enforcement, climbing onto the car the Premier was in, and smashed the windshield with the Premier in the car. Meanwhile, new rules for alcohol sales were announced here as the province is moving to allow alcohol producers to cooperate and sell their products at each other's retail stores, while also removing a barrier to opening a second storefront by eliminating the long-standing requirement that alcohol producers who open a storefront must also manufacture and produce alcohol within those stores. That's no longer the case, and something the industry has long been asking for.
The secondary location piece without brewing is a bonus, that's for certain. I think a lot of us do that already, and to get rid of that piece, get rid of the red tape is great.
I think we were just seeking more opportunity, and that just more retail opportunities to get to consumers. We were kind of limited in our taproom space by production, so you had to have a full-blown production, which is a lot of money and investment to put somewhere where maybe you just want a little retail kind of taproom area in a different community.
These regulations are still in the works, but government hopes to see them in place by August long weekend to allow cross-selling and the secondary retail policy in place by the fall. Jesse Thomas, CTV News, Gasbro, Nova Scotia.
2 people have died in a terrible accident in Nova Scotia's Annapolis Valley. This happened yesterday. Police say a car and a tractor-trailer collided on Highway 101 in Kingston. Both vehicles were traveling in the same direction. 2 people from Middleton, a 75-year-old woman, and a 28-year-old man died at the scene. The truck driver was treated by paramedics at the scene. The investigation is said to be ongoing. And funeral services are being finalized for the 2 paramedics who died in that accident near the Confederation Bridge last week. Mike McKenzie and Jenna Croucher died when the ambulance they were in collided with a transport truck. 77-year-old patient Ann Martell was also killed. Medivie Health Services says separate funeral processions for McKenzie and Croucher are scheduled for Friday. Both services will be live streamed on the Island EMS Facebook page for people who cannot attend in person.
Get the Maritime's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
It is an unsettling truth. More New Brunswickers are relying on their local food bank every month. A new report finds what's worse, the reality is revealing holes in the system, everything from aging facilities to declining numbers of volunteers. Here's CTV's Avery McCrae.
When Romero House opened nearly 45 years ago in St. John, it was intended to only operate for a handful of months. Fast forward to today, and they are serving more meals than ever.
We're at about 150,000 meals a year. And so the average month here is between 11,000 and 13,000 meals.
According to a new report jointly published by Feed NB and the Human Development Council, food insecurity has risen province-wide in recent years. Since 2022, food bank use has increased by 60%, the report finds, while community kitchens are serving 24% more meals.
Food banks were never designed to service this level of demand. It's been crazy for the last 3-4 years especially. So there's a lot of capacity issue, aging infrastructure, storage, but also staffing with volunteering as well.
The data in the report is based off environmental scans of 68 food banks and kitchen over the past year.
Also, while doing those site visits, we had conversations with folks that are working or volunteering at those spaces to get to hear from them about the challenges and needs that they identify.
One of those challenges is a shrinking and aging volunteer base. But Liam Fisher notes getting help isn't as easy as flipping a switch.
There has to be some form of intervention, and the recommendations in our report provide a number of ways that New Brunswick in general could show up to help support food banks and community kitchens.
But for Evelyn McNulty, it's about more than further support to get her kitchen through the day.
Instead of trying to make the people providing a service feel like they need to be better at it, faster, quicker, better, do more, we need to find out why people are falling in the river in the first place.
Because in her eyes, it's about going upstream and solving the issue, so places like hers can return to being the stopgap they were always intended to be. Avery McCrae, CTV News, St. John.
A tenants' rights group hosted rallies across the country today demanding action on extreme heat.
Whose city? Our city!
Acorn members in Moncton gathering on Main Street before noon today and before the temperature soared in the city. The event was called Beat the Heat of the Day of Action, calling attention to extreme heat events around the world, looking for solutions for people who are considered most vulnerable. Organization demanding the province introduce a no-cost air conditioning program for low-income renters, energy rebates for low to moderate income ratepayers, and upgrades to rental units to reduce dangerous temperatures. New Brunswick's health minister today acknowledging problems with the province's new virtual care platform. Other users have been flagging issues for weeks, especially things like prescription renewals. Today, the minister admitted there have been a lot of complaints about it.
But I know it was more than we anticipated. You know, we didn't have data from the prior provider as to what volume was prescription renewals. And you could almost expect that. We have 200,000 people that don't have family doctors or primary care practitioners. Many still take medications.
Are they really telling New Brunswickers that, well, we didn't know that we were going to find ourselves in this situation? That is just plain and simple bad management.
Virtual Care NB came online June 30th. The Pharmacists Association of New Brunswick told CTV News just yesterday there's been an uptick in people showing up at drugstores looking for help. Parking in Halifax is more expensive tonight. Rates went up 25% today, frustrating drivers and businesses. But city officials say it's all part of a strategy to encourage more use of public transit and less hogging of prime parking spots.
I hear what they're saying. I'm not convinced. I think it's more of a money kind of grab.
It's ridiculous how they're trying to bring people to shopping districts, and by increasing costs, I don't think that that helps at all, for one, not to mention there's rarely any place to park.
Paid parking is also being introduced on Saturday, but the first hour will remain free on that day. In all, the changes are expected to bring in nearly $2 million a year to the municipal purse. A new and lasting tribute to a celebrated Halifax LGBTQ activist. A new public art and seating installation has been installed at the Raymond Tavel Park downtown. Funding provided by the Downtown Business Corporation, or Commission, I should say. The infrastructure includes a bench, tables, and a light beacon. Tavel was 49 when he was attacked and killed outside a gay bar in Halifax back in 2012. The park on Inglis Street was renamed in his honor in 2019. Still to come tonight, Kaylin's full forecast, and we'll take a hard look at a survey suggesting many of us are struggling with work-life balance these days. Coming up next, though, contractual nightmares.
When there's larger amounts of money that are owed to a general contractor, we do have the option to lien a property. But liening a property is costly because you have to hire a lawyer.
Many maritime contractors say they face issues with unpaid bills and dishonest customers. That's next. Stay with us.
With Aaron and Peter. Hey, you can win $1,000 in under 60 seconds every weekday at 7.
That's when we play $1,000 Minute. Your chance to win $1,000 with us.
You may recall our report last week on unfinished or inadequate renovation jobs. Tonight, the view from the other side. A lot of contractors say they face issues with unpaid bills and dishonest customers. CTV's Hafsa Arif continues her coverage.
Emily Randell Reeves' day rarely starts with a hammer. It begins with a schedule, subcontractors to coordinate, and clients to meet. Today, the renovation waiting for her comes with something every contractor hopes for: a great client.
It's an exciting process for them, so they're ultimately your top priority.
But not every project goes as smoothly as this one. Behind finished kitchens, new decks, and fresh landscaping, contractors say they're sometimes left waiting for the one thing they need to keep their businesses running: payment.
When there's larger amounts of money that are owed to a general contractor, we do have the option to lien a property. But liening a property is costly because you have to hire a lawyer.
And even with that, it could take years before homeowners are forced to lift the lien. It's something landscaping contractor Jack Doucette insists everyone in the industry encounters.
We're not able to move forward with work as quick of a drop as a dime as some people would like. Change orders are required.
Rendell Reeves knows that firsthand. 5 years ago, she says she advanced significant funds on a renovation before the client's money came through. And over time, it never did.
It took a couple years for me to decide that I even wanted to get back into the business, because the reality is residential and renovation construction, it's rather unregulated.
Hafsa Arif, CTV News, Halifax.
Okay, thank you, Hafsa. Time for a quick little break here, but when we return, your complete maritime weather forecast for a very pleasant Wednesday evening. Stay with us. Kaylin's on deck. Okay, it's Wednesday evening, 15th day of July. It was very hot and humid, and I think we'd call it kind of close today.
Yeah, it was for parts of the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia, because that's where what was left of the humidity was still lingering. Now, that humidity has continued to come out of the air as we make our way through the end of this week. We're in behind a weather front now, somewhat ironically, given where our temperatures were at today. This is a cold front. It just didn't really make temperatures all that cold or cool. We still had a lot of heat, but it is definitely cutting the humidity in the region, and in behind it, we'll still have some less humid air that moves into place as we head into Thursday and Friday. Conditions for tonight around the Maritimes, just a few clouds around. Start of the day for tomorrow, like there was today, there might be the presence of some thin, high haze, and that would be from wildfire smoke from the fires in northern Ontario. Like today, though, it'll be high enough that it won't impact air quality in the Maritimes. It's a different story, of course, for other parts of the country, including areas of Ontario, even southern Ontario. And it'll be clearing off towards the east through the day as well. So moving into the afternoon, it's mostly going to be a mix of sun and cloud for the Maritimes. By around the early afternoon, there will be some scattered showers that drift into western areas of New Brunswick. And with that round of showers, there will be a risk of some thunderstorms with them. Now, those showers and that chance of a thunderstorm isn't going to stay in the west of New Brunswick. As we move towards the mid to late afternoon hours, it's going to move over towards western Nova Scotia, and that will bring a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm late in the day for that province. As we make our way through Thursday evening, any remaining showers or thunderstorms will begin to weaken and come to an end, and then there'll be partly cloudy conditions as we move through Thursday night and into Friday morning. Winds in the forecast for both tonight and tomorrow remain out of a westerly direction, and like today, they're going to be a little bit gusty in the afternoon, with some of the gusts coming up between 30 and 50 kilometers per hour. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight for the province of New Brunswick. They'll fall into a range of around 10 to 15 degrees. Down to around 16 degrees tonight for Charlottetown and Summerside. And in Nova Scotia, the low temperatures of around 15, 16 degrees. Highs for tomorrow in the north of New Brunswick, 20 at Edmundston, 21 at Campbellton, and 23 for Miramichi. 23 for Fredericton for tomorrow. It's a little bit warmer for Campobello and St. John, highs near 26, and then 24 degrees for Moncton. Prince Edward Island with high temperatures around 24 for Summerside and Cavendish and Charlottetown, closer to 22 for St. Peter's Bay and Surrey. In Cape Breton, the high temperatures tomorrow, 22 to 26 degrees, coolest in Inverness County because of that west wind coming in off the Gulf. And high temperatures near the mid-20s around the north shore of mainland Nova Scotia on the eastern shore, 23 for Ecum-Secum, 26 for Sheed Harbour. 25 for Truro for tomorrow, 26 for Halifax and Amherst. It'll be 23 degrees. The Annapolis Valley with highs near 26 for Kentville and Middleton, 24 for Digby, and then on the south shore of Nova Scotia, 26 for Liverpool and Shelburne, 22 for Yarmouth and Barrington. Taking a look at the extended forecast for New Brunswick. So pretty fair weather conditions to finish off the week and head into the start of the weekend. Rain is possible right now on Sunday, and then sunshine expected following that on Monday, and then a chance of showers Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. For Nova Scotia, the forecast coming up both Friday and Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud, rain possible on Sunday, and then a sunny start to next week, followed by a chance of showers and maybe some rain possible Tuesday into Wednesday. And for Prince Edward Island, the forecast, a mix of sun and cloud through the end of this week, some sunshine for Saturday, rain possible on Sunday, and then after that, the next chance of some rain and some showers will be Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Bruce.
All right, thank you, my friend. We'll step aside for a couple of minutes, but stay with us. There is more to come.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
So, could you improve your diet or your fitness, your sleep quality maybe? How about your finances? If you think about all those things, you're not alone. A new study finds employee well-being has dropped over the last year or so. CTV's Breton Foley looks at the numbers and why so many Canadians struggle to find a work-life balance these days.
Employee wellness in Canadians has dropped over the past year.
It's definitely concerning. Overall well-being amongst working Canadians is down significantly. You're looking at the overall well-being, it's down 9% year over year.
In addition to a drop in overall well-being, mental health declined 7 points, physical health is down 6 points, and financial health took a hit too by 2 points. Younger workers were hit even harder. Those aged 18 to 34 saw their well-being down 18 points, while their mental health declined by 14.
They are dealing with the affordability of housing, or they may not have the same stability as older workers in their job security.
Have you found yourself really unhappy at work?
Oh, all the time. Yeah. I want to work using with marketing. I can use my mind. And my old job was physical labor, and I just got tired of it.
I get extra time, so instead of commuting, I work on myself. I go to the gym, so I cook for myself. So thing is, I'm finding work-life balance.
Those benefits seem to be a draw to keep people happier at work.
Group benefits are demonstrating that they're actually offering a little bit of support to those Canadians.
Breton Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Brianne. Time for one final break tonight. Coming up, we'll meet a piano player from France who's living her dream around here right now. First, though, your wake-up weather. Here's a live look at Halifax Harbor. Just about midnight and a very comfortable 23 degrees. Kaylin's wake-up weather is coming up next. Stay with us. Okay, Thursday morning upon us. We'll kick it off with the wake-up weather from Kaylin Mitchell.
And first thing in the morning around the Maritimes, it should be fairly sunny. The one exception could be if there's some thin haze present. And again, that'd be from wildfire smoke, although it won't be low enough to impact our air quality. Moving from the morning hours into the afternoon, we need to watch for some scattered showers and a chance of thunderstorms moving into western areas of New Brunswick by around mid to late afternoon and through the first part of the evening. Some of those showers and the chance of thunderstorms with them will drift into parts of Nova Scotia. Bruce.
All right, thank you, sir. Well, all at once, she is a sailor, a piano player, and a songwriter from France, and she's living her lifelong dream of traveling the world. She's performing around here right now, as a matter of fact. CTV's Mike Lamb takes us on the water for her story tonight.
I'm Marik. I'm a French piano player and sailor, and I created the Pianocean project, sailing around the world with a piano on board. So I was first a professional musician, and in the meantime I learned sailing. We basically cut a hole in the deck of this boat to allow the passage of the piano. And then we invented a system to lift the piano up onto the deck for the concerts and to lower it into the back cabin when we're sailing. Sailing and getting to the places by sea makes a whole different connection with the people, because they know you've been crossing the sea to reach them, and the connection is really, really special.
Okay, that is your late news for tonight. A reminder, if you joined us a little late or you'd like another look at anything you've seen, ctvnewsatlantic.ca is always your home for news. I'm Bruce Frisco. Thank you for staying up late with us tonight. Have a good evening. Hope to see you again tomorrow.